What's up, everyone? This is my PUBG solo chicken dinner. Got it on Sunday. So we pick up about maybe 10 minutes into the match. I dropped sort of mid-map. Got a car and a scar and just a 2x. So was looking for some attachments and headed to the far west of the map. Didn't really get much, and then a circle sort of forced me to curve around to the south. I'm edge of circle now, sort of pushing through. I was going to look for somewhere sort of mid-map, post up, because there's not a whole lot of buildings here, so I knew I'd be getting into some fights. And right up here, you can see I get popped. So this fight, with only the 2x, and he had a sniper as well, I knew that it wasn't going to be a great engagement. So you'll see I eventually try to peel off. It doesn't go super well for maybe another 3 to 5 minutes. Just a real slow battle. I was worried about people coming up from behind us too, but luckily they never really did. So you'll see me pop off to the northwest here just a bit, and then I'll circle around the hill. I'll let it play out now. So right here is where I started peeling away. I was thinking about circling around, popping my head up, and flanking him, but I just didn't know if he would be anticipating that. So I decided just to circle around, get near these buildings right up ahead, and heal up. I was hoping that if he pursued me, sort of started peeling off this way, trying to counterflank, the buildings would give me some cover. I could run to them. See, right here is where I decided I might come up here, use the crest of the hill, and try to get him. This is where I heal up. Unfortunately, only boosts at this point help me run faster. But I realized too that I'm in circle, and that there may be people behind me. So. See. So we'll just follow the circle here. And that shot was definitely from behind me. I'm glad I got out when I did. I didn't think that shot was at me. I was actually kind of hoping that it was at the jerk who was shooting me before. This is me trying to figure out where I might be coming from, and then I say, screw it. Let's go be a bush Wookie for a little bit, see if someone pops over the hill. And that suppressed shot there was the guy who was shooting at me, so clearly he's engaged now. That's good, so I can sort of look, see if he's on the top of the hill. When he wasn't, I decided to keep pushing forward. I know I'm in a pretty good spot there because anyone who's going to approach me from the south has to do so in a giant field. It's not going to be good for them, so I can at least get a shot off on them, and I can keep watching, above me on the hill. So I'm lucky to have seen that guy right there. He was definitely circling around, trying to get an angle on me from behind. You saw he was in the blue. He definitely took some damage there, and there he was trying to shoot me. Luckily, he didn't get any shots off and didn't notify Silence Guy from before that I was here. Silence Guy didn't know I was here. Clearly, he was still worried about maybe AWM Guy from before. And I wasn't sure that that was him poking out from the rock just because of shadows and stuff. But he did move just a little bit, maybe shimmied to the side or something that alerted me it was him. Here I'm lining up the shot trying to see if it's a head or not. It wasn't, it was feet, but I got the first shot off, and since he was on his belly, he wasn't fast enough to get away from me. Finally, some meds. Luckily, this guy had a car with an 8X, so finally get some optics for my car. Also, silenced SR, finally. Silenced AR2, is that right, or was that SMG? Yep, so totally silenced here. Finally loading up my grenades again, and just getting kitted for the first time in the game. Wasn't really worried about anyone else being over here, because I figured the silenced guy, when he was shooting, would have made enough noise over the hill that someone would have come and investigated, and my car shots were not quiet, so wasn't really worried about it. So I just go up and take position where he had. I've got the crest of the hill over there to protect me from the north. Got a little bit of time before the circle too, just met up, grab what I can, and time to get moving. So here I figured if anyone was to my south, south of the road there, they'd be in these buildings. I figured there's probably more than one in the buildings here. There's essentially two clumps of buildings left, right? There's north, south, and everything in between is sort of no man's land in the forest. I don't see anyone, and I figure if there are, they're probably concerned about themselves. So I just decide to sort of scope it out, look around me. I figure there's definitely people east of me, so I'll check it out, and then head uphill and get the high ground, play bushwhacky a little bit. See if anyone else is coming cresting the hill from the north side. At this point, I do hear shots to the north. I know that that's where some buildings are. I think it's more northwest. You can see sort of the warehouse complex ahead of me there. I think there's another one that's a bit further east, and I think that's where the shots were. But nonetheless, I will check it out and get some position in the circle. So here I'm meting up, still concerned about the north, even though the shots are further east. Make sure I'm fully boosted here. I still don't think there's anyone south of me in terms of the forest, so I'm not concerned about looping back around. Circle is pretty center here. Using the 8X to, just scope out. That wall is a really good spot for someone, so I was really concerned about that. But the 8X gives me some power here. There's some good rocks and good trees to stay behind, so I just start scoping it out. And there he is. I'm silent, so I take the shot. I think that did actually bloody him. I need to go back and sort of magnify the footage, but I'm pretty sure that bloodied him. Then he just disappears. I assume that he went behind that tree, but at the distance I couldn't see him poking out or anything, and I figure someone will finish him off. There's only 9 alive at this point. And then I see a guy who's sort of out in the open. Potato. Shot hits, that's what I need. I think that was a body shot, I don't think it was a headshot. It might have been, he had the level 3. And then he hits this tree here. So I switch to the Scar, knowing that I'm going to have an engagement. Only 7 alive at this point, so, he's one of them, and I can't let him behind me. Blue is pushing, though, so I just push ahead to one tree. Try to see where he's going. I'm looking north, and he actually tries to loop around in the blue. So, potato, potato, potato. I did bloody him a little there, and just decided to no-scope it. No ADS there. Get out of the blue. I honestly thought that this tree was going to be in, so I start medding. I'm actually glad that I did, because I think that if I had ran it all the way, I think I stood a pretty good chance of being popped. So I get into this tree. Luckily, it is like right on the edge. I've got that bush blocking pretty much most of the east here. My south is pretty exposed, but there's 6 people alive. I'm hearing some shots. That car is going to be really taking a lot of attention away, so you can see here I sort of scoot around because I'm concerned about that south, and I'm mostly concerned about this car scene. He goes around, and I think he's about to get engaged, if I remember right. He gets engaged into that sort of northwestern part of the map. And here's the engagement. With shots to my south and that engagement popping off, I figure I'm probably just about the only person not engaged right now. and use the opportunity to move up. I knew that the shots south were coming from around those rocks, so keep my boost topped off. And I am absolutely shocked here that the Jeep comes back. He comes right for me. I figured that he saw me here. I figured, he was going to try to come pop me. But he gets out on the other side, loops around, and has his back to me. I potatoed the shit out of this. He's level 3 vest, and I did not realize that. I killed him with the absolutely last shot in that mag, and I think I have like 5 health at this point. So, heal up. I see that there's 3 people alive. Then the third guy here is about to get popped. Yep, there it is with the ump. I did not hear that at all. I don't know if the game glitched or if it was silenced, but I couldn't hear that ump at all. But I did see him make to that tree right there with the bush, so I know he's there. I'm just gonna wait it out. Eventually, I try fragging. The first one I cook a little too much. The second one is short. He obviously didn't stay there. He obviously crawled around a bit. I don't know why he would leave the cover, but he does. I do push up eventually to a tree when Circle forces me. He'll throw a few smokes up here in a bit when we're both on our bellies, and I actually push through. He's going to start blindly shooting, I think. I don't think he knew where I was. I think he was just shooting at anything that he thought might be a person. And I take that opportunity to cap him. So here's the rest of the match. Thanks, guys.